the question I want to ask is that process. Do you think maybe this age, in this day and age, do you think Muslims are expecting maybe young Muslims too much too soon in terms of careers and getting where they want to get to in a couple of years' time?
Yeah, I think it's not just young Muslims. I think it's all Muslims now in the West, right? I think that, and it's not their fault. Really, I don't believe it's their fault, right? I think the world we're living in is very problematic for people. Okay, I'll give you an example, right? So let's say today my son wants a Lego set. Okay, he wants a Lego set, so he's like, "Oh yeah, Abu, I want a Lego set." Okay, which Lego set do you want? I like this Lego set. Okay, great. You want this Lego set? Let me put it into Amazon. Order it on Amazon here tomorrow morning. Okay, that's like an example of a toy. For me, like if I want to watch, like one of the kids' programs I used to watch was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. If I want to watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air now, right? What do? Go into Netflix and watch episode 1 or season 3 or season 8, whatever. It's on right now, right? Now, this is not how life has been, okay? So, for example, when I was watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as a child, I would have to tune in at Tuesday at 6 p.m., I still remember to this day, and watch it at BBC Two. If I did not watch it at 6 p.m. on Tuesday on BBC Two, I would not watch it. That's it. It was gone forever, right? And so that kind of made us in a different way in terms of our thinking about time and this and everything, right? And the reason why I'm saying about this whole thing, because now we're living the on-demand life. Yeah. You want to know the answer to what temperature is right now? You type it in, you got it. You want to know what is that in Fahrenheit? You type it in right now, you got it. You know what the time is San Diego? You type it in, you got it. Whatever you want, you got it right now. Okay. So we live this life where everything's coming now. But how does that compare with my son, who now, when he says to me something and I say, Isa, you need to make dua for that. And he's made dua 3 days ago. Amazon delivers next day. When does my dua deliver?
Allah.
Right? Like, how is that going to work in someone's mind when you're used to getting everything you want instantly, and then something you want, someone says, well, forget working, but someone just says, you just need to wait 5 days. And then on top of that, we make it worse. We say, no, actually, you have to work for 5 days. So this kind of challenge, I think it's a challenge for everyone, including myself. I'm used to Amazon delivering next day as well, right?
Same.
But so I think that the young people are a very, very big disadvantage because they haven't had to go through some of the discipline that we had to go through as children when we didn't have the internet, when we didn't have some of the things that we have. So this is a real question, I think, for parents and for young adults, like how are they going to develop themselves? Because the great thing is that this stuff can be developed, even if you don't have it right now, even if you have a different lifestyle. So yes, they do want it soon, but I think, patience is definitely the name of the game.
Yeah, and I think especially that context with careers, like you can't order your career on Amazon and you get the job next day. It doesn't work like that. And, in terms of for yourself, it must have taken maybe 10 up to 20 years to get to where you are now. For me, to get my first kind of job that I enjoyed, it took at least 4 or 5 years until I found a role that I actually really feel comfortable in. But I think there's a point that maybe for the listeners to consider is, the process is a journey. And you might not see it right now. You might think, oh, this is going to be hard, this is going to be long, this is going to be difficult. But I can 100% assure you, if you've got the right kind of intention and the right kind of principle and anchor, then 100% if you stick to that and go through the process, then when you look back, you realize, everything happened for that particular reason. That maybe I was in that kind of that retail job and I was stuck in it, I couldn't get into a grad scheme. But when you come out of that grad scheme, or when you come out of that retail job and get into that grad scheme, then you realize, I value it so much more. And within that retail job, maybe there's things that I learned about hard work, maybe there's things I learned about customers, maybe there's things I learned about people that maybe at the time you don't think about. But when you come out of it and reflect on it, you realize, I'm glad I was in that process. I'm glad I was in that kind of little hardship or out of my comfort zone, because that's where I really grew. And I think, we are so used to getting things today so quickly, but I think we should embrace, it's easy to say, of course, being on this podcast is really easy to say, but I think we should really look to embrace that process, because it's a journey that makes us value life and makes us value, what we're going to achieve. If for example, you gave me a 60K, 100K job today and I've only worked maybe just a few days, or maybe I've only started my career and I've already achieved that goal, what is it that I'm going to really value and want afterwards? Whereas if I work towards it, if I had to be patient for it, if I had to go through some sort of hardship or some sort of challenges, then once I get to that place, I'm 100% going to evaluate it more, and I'm 100% going to want to give back more, rather than it just kind of being given to me and I'm just kind of treating it as a gift. And it goes back to, having that humility and being grateful to Allah for the blessings we have.